Hey, Sierra here, and y'all know I normally have my two PRs with me, but new location I don't have them. But if you would like to know more about the two PRs, then watch my vidcast number 2. We would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2021.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New
Woo!
Year.
Oh my gosh. Say hey. Hey. To my fairy godmom, Rhonda Lawson, my
Hi.
relation coach.
Like my cape? You
Okay.
like my cape? I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero.
Yes, we love this ensemble, superhero ensembleness going on. Our special guest is back with us, Avery Simpson.
Hey,
Woo!
Avery.
Hey, y'all.
Avery.
From Poured into the podcast, today we are continuing a self discovery, self love video. We'll be talking about self care of the soul. But before we start, there is something that you need to know. So if you're new to adulting or if you have a lot of questions and you're trying to figure out life, just like me, okay, that's okay. I'm where you are. Listen to what I just found out. So, research says that number one, self care improves not only your well being, but also your finances. Y'all know that.
Woohoo!
We
Money,
like
money,
that
money,
one.
money.
Number two, it will empower you to manage more, aka increasing productivity, the things you need to do. Number three, it reduces stress.
Woosah.
Okay, for my age, we don't even really know what that is yet. We just know our emotions, right? Number three, it
Number 4.
yeah, I was like, oh,
Number 3. Not only
oh,
number
God,
4.
God. It will make you healthier, not just physically healthier, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the goal.
Whole,
Yes.
whole health.
Ooh, the whole aura, the whole aura. Number five, it will make you happier. Y'all know this happy
No,
heart
no,
beat.
come on. There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's talk about self care of the soul. Okay, what is it? Is it? Shall we answer? I'm gonna tell y'all what I think it is. Okay, so self care is just basically taking care of your whole well being. Your soul is basically like the foundation of everything. So, if your soul ain't right, everything else ain't gonna be right. Okay, foundation ain't right, the house caving in. I'm just saying. What about you, Miss Avery?
So I totally agree with you. For me, my soul is my innermost being. So I agree. If you don't take care of the soul, that's like not taking care of the foundation. If my soul ain't right, everything else is thrown off. So
Yeah.
keeping your soul happy, healthy, clean, and clear. Yes. So
Ooh,
that for me, that's self care of the soul.
that sounded like
Happy,
a commercial.
healthy, clean, and
Like a
clear.
commercial. Happy, healthy, clean, and clear. I love it.
Well, God, what's you? What do you think about it? What is self care of the soul?
So I had a conversation with the Holy Spirit this morning. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
what is this? What is this? What are we talking about today? What is it
What
today?
is
Right? Had a
it?
conversation with the Holy Spirit this morning. Okay. And he said to me, letting me love you, letting me love your soul. That is
Mm.
self care, loving your soul. He's
Hey,
letting me, and I was like, okay,
that's
you're
deep.
right. Yes. And I said, okay, so what
That's
is,
good.
you got to breathe, right? It's like, because the tears be like, okay, what does that look like? He says, when I am embracing you, let me embrace you. I thought,
Ah.
You should let me love you.
I was thinking it. You said it.
I'm sorry. It's
I was
more
like,
when
oh.
use
Anyway, and
it.
he said, and when you feel me come upon you, don't fight me. If you let the tears
Mm,
come. Let me consume your heart. Let me go in and clear that mind. Let
That's
me
real.
restore that soul. Let me get that body back well. Maybe you're dealing with some stuff. So he's saying it's the embrace
yeah.
of the Holy Spirit love. That's self-care of the
Aww.
soul, right?
Oh, it's like,
For me, right?
Oh my gosh. I just felt this gush of
I
like,
know, right? It's like, okay, I'm just going. I'm leaving. I'm leaving now. I got to go get embraced by the Holy Spirit. So y'all have a good cast.
that's self love right there. That's self
like,
care
bye
and self love.
bye.
Bye. Oh man.
So, question: you
Okay.
can't see your soul, right? So, how would someone
Right.
take care of it? How would someone take care of it? For me, I just feel as if though my emotions indicate if, of course, if the inner me isn't right. So, for me, I just kind of check in with myself to see what's going on.
Hmm.
Of course, you can't see air, but it's there. It's valuable. You need it to breathe, of course. And clearly, we know
Right.
it's something going on up under here that makes all of this function,
All of this. All of this.
All of this. Miss Avery, can you explain?
So I'm like you. You can't see the wind, but you can feel it. So for me, my soul, I can feel my soul. So I can feel if something is not right in my soul.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if it's not right in my soul, it affects everything else. It affects the physical, it affects the mental. If something feels good to my soul, same thing. It affects the physical, it affects the mental and the emotional. So even though I can't see my soul, and even though someone can't see their soul, you can feel it.
Oh,
For me,
yeah.
it's that feeling in your spirit, in your soul. Yeah.
And some things are just a knowing. Some things you just know by what though? Like, what is your intuition? What does your gut tell you? Where do you think that indication is coming from? A lot of people are aware of
Right.
intuition, but they don't really realize the soul is literally what that is. Those indications and
Mm-hmm.
those inner knowings and everything like that. The things that hold that.
Right.
Well, what
Your
about you? Can
soul,
you
your
explain?
spirit, the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Your soul is your spirit. G mommy, you can't see your soul, but how does someone take care of their soul?
Can't really see my soul. So I'm gonna take it back to the basics and we're gonna talk about the soul, what the soul is made up of, right? So, and if you never heard this before and you're listening, you just do a Google search and say, what is the soul or what is my soul made up of? It's gonna tell you it's made up of your heart, your mind, your will. You say, I will not do that. That thing right there. That thing right there. Your will, it's made up of pretty much everything that you use to make a decision or a choice daily. So it's made up of your heart, your mind, and your will, right? And so with you knowing that, even if you can't see it or maybe you can't feel it, like Avery was saying or Tierra was saying, you know that it does exist. One, because the Bible does talk about you having one, right? A soul, that's one. And two, now you know what it's made up of. So you have a reference point of when you're using it. So when you're making a decision, or you're saying, I will not do that, or I will help you with that, that's your soul. Or if you're thinking a thought or you're having emotions, that's being tied to, related to your soul as well. So you can't really see that, but because I've given you all these descriptions, you know that they're there. So how do you take care of that? Your will, your heart, and your mind. Well, you just want to make sure that each of, well, one, your heart and your mind are, I would say, loved, right? That
Mhm.
you love it. You make sure that you are loving on your heart and your mind and making sure that they are well, right? So just like my first answer was, the Holy Spirit was saying, let me embrace you. Well, after he embraces me, you should embrace that same love for yourself, right? Once you embrace
That's
that same
real.
love for yourself, your heart and your mind, and then what you're willing yourself to do would be more positive. You'll stop saying, I will not do that, and you not gonna make me. or do that. It'll be more on the lines of love, to where your will would be, and I'll go basic again, you will to eat well, right? Fruits and vegetables, drink plenty of water. When someone makes you upset or says something, maybe they're not having a good day, your will kick in. And because it's love, it'll exercise patience with them to say, you know what, I'm sorry, did I say something that offended you? Or what's going on? I noticed how you responded to me. What's going on? Are you okay? That's your will kicking in, with the will of love to love on them to help them to be better. So hopefully that answered your question. I kind of went all the way around and went basic, but I wanted to be as clear as possible. But that's how someone can.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't even a lot. It really was like a lot of foundational, like that was a buildup of info, like that was truly needed, for those that really didn't understand. So that was really, really good.
Yep.
Realistically, next question. How would you self care your soul? So for me, like I said in the previous question, it's just an indication. Like I notice through my emotions. I'm a woman and I'm sensitive, so I notice, when something's off through my emotions. So I kind of step back and I'm like, "Are you okay? You good?" Because I may not be physically crying, but I'm snapping. Like, I'm like, "Arr," like, I'm on people's. But
Tiara, what? What? Woo, bring it down.
like, yeah, like, so are you okay? So for me, it's just taking the time to check on myself, to
Mm,
check in with myself, have an
mm-hmm,
That's
evaluation.
good.
mm-hmm.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah. But what about you, Miss Avery? How do you take care of yourself?
There's a couple of things that I do to take care of my soul. One thing is positive affirmations. I make sure to speak positively to my soul, pour in good affirmations of who God says that I am, who God says I can be, and who I am in Him. I'm also I'm careful about who I pour into. See what I did there?
Pour it into God
Who I
cast.
pour into,
Pour it into God
uh-huh,
cast.
and yes, and who I allow to pour into me.
Mm,
That's self
huge.
care of
That's
my
huge.
soul. Yeah, I because everybody can't pour into me. Everyone can't fill up my cup. So I have to consult the Holy Spirit on who, not only who can pour into me, but who I can pour into as well. Because that's self care of my soul. Because if I'm pouring into you and your cup is full of holes, I have just
De-
poured
yeah, you
what the
depleting me.
Holy Spirit has imparted into me, and I've just poured it into a vessel that wasn't even ready or prepared to hold that. And so it's just been wasted.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's how I do self care of my soul.
Wow. And then
Wow.
you also said on our previous vidcast too that self-care practicing is taking long bubble baths.
Ooh,
Okay, long
Yes.
yes,
no. Okay.
yes.
It's FYI. You can also watch that on vidcast number 5 too. But
Yeah.
God mommy, how do you take care of your soul? What's yours?
Man, it's not just one thing. There are multiple things that I have to do, and it changes. I learn new things all the time because of that embrace with the Holy Spirit. But the one of them is I clean it out. Like I had said on the previous Godcast, that I do clean out my soul through a prayer. I loose a lot of negative things from my soul, words,
Mhm.
circumstances, situations, TV, songs. It's pretty crazy out there in that world today.
It
So
sure is.
I loose all that out of my
Right.
soul,
A little bit.
and then I pour, back into my soul the life of God, the love of God, the Word. I just reading the other day. It says, "To the faithful, the Lord shows Himself faithful." Right. So I pour that
Yes.
into my soul. That's one. Two, I do allow the embrace of the Holy Spirit to love me. Two, three, I love myself. I speak love to my soul and my body daily. I'm constantly renewing and redeeming my soul. I tell my soul I love it. I tell my body I love it. I thank my body for working. I'm doing the things that, God made it to do, because as you get older, that's not always the case. You need a little assistance along the way, right? And so when my body is operating the way it should, I tell my body, "Oh, you are the bomb.com. Thank you so much for, for doing, you go body. You better do that thing, And so just like I'm my own cheerleader, and I can just keep going on and on. There's so many things that I do to just self-care, love my soul, my body, my heart, my mind, my spirit, and my life. But that's another vidcast. How do you
Yeah.
self-care, self-love your life, right? That's another one. But
See, that's me in a good outfit. I'd be like, ooh.
Yes.
Self love and self maintenance. Okay, I love.
okay.
Are there any snags or
Lord.
hindrance in walking in this self love journey? For me personally, mainly it's being consistent, continuously doing it, and then remembering to continuously do it on top of everything that we already have to do. It's so much. I always ask like
Yeah.
older people, like, how do y'all do this? Like, this is exhausting. It's so much you have to do. You have to do so many things to turn around and remember to love on yourself. Like, I gotta do my homework.
Yes.
I gotta like. How was there time for me in all of it? What about
Uh,
you, Miss Avery? Were there any hindrances for you?
Yes. Slipping into old habits.
mm.
Um,
That's real.
yeah.
You just read my
Yeah.
mail.
Yeah, slipping into old habits. Once the Holy Spirit teaches you a new way to do things and the correct way to do things,
Mhm.
um, remembering to follow that and to just continue to do that thing. And for me, it's like sometimes it's easy just to slip into that old thing, and then my soul is like, no ma'am, nope, we're not doing
Conviction
this.
life, girl. What you doing?
Yes, yes. So slipping into old habits can be a snag or a hindrance. So you just
That's
got to be conscious
real.
of
Mm,
that.
Dang, that was good.
mm.
Very godmom, do you have any hindrances or snags on
Okay,
your self
so
care?
yes, there are like a couple. Like, so I want to go
A
younger,
couple, the whole
right? A
him.
couple. All these. I want to go younger. Want to be desires, right? And so you're newly adult. There are a lot of things that you've seen adults do. You want to go explore those things. I would just say, that could hinder the soul, because whatever you choose to get into will get into you, and it will come to you. You will attract those things to you. So say for instance, you decide, well, you never really drank before, and so you're going to go take a little sippy sip, right? And then your
No
soul,
way.
and you're right, a little sippy sip, and your soul and your body, if you get that feeling, well, one, it tastes good, it's fruity, it's sweet, it's delicious, and you notice that that drink had a way of allowing the cares that you had, the responsibilities, to kind of go away. You kind of like that
Mhm.
feeling a little bit there. And so,
That's real.
well, one, that's, you've gotten it's into you. So now you really unconsciously taught yourself, in order to release the stress of the day, drink. So that's
I mean,
definitely a snag, right? So that's on the younger side. And I know some older people, who do that too. They're just doing it
yeah.
unconsciously, and they don't really know that, this is
Right.
what's happening. But that's a snag of the soul. So instead of you drinking Christ or Jesus, you drinking alcohol. That's just the
Mhm.
truth, right? Because he could do the same
That is
thing.
real.
He could do the same
Mm-hmm.
thing if we replace, what we chose with the alcohol with him. We could connect with him that way, right? I've been on both sides, and this is why I'm able to say what I'm saying. And then there's the other side for the older, my generation, right? Older, where our snag is when we get older, we just don't want to do nothing. We don't feel like it. I don't feel I'm tired. That's
Stop.
exhausting. I just don't want to feel. I don't feel
Ooh,
like
I
doing it.
feel
I don't want to
triggered.
do it. Right. So there's this lack of motivation, to do anything. Right. We got to get out the bed. We got to get dressed. Why can't I walk around all day in my PJs? What's up with this? Are you kidding me? I don't want to wash some dishes. I'm
I
just,
feel a little piece of that every day.
I'm
You
just
got it some days.
so there's that snag there with the older generation, my generation, right? When we tend to lose our zeal for life. See, that's what we don't understand.
Yeah,
Our zest.
Our zest for life. And so
yeah,
yeah, that's a snag, a zest for life. you know Even though we're in the second half of our life, we haven't lost it yet. That's what we need to understand,
right,
right? We're just in the second half. We
right.
haven't lost it yet. And then we have it better off because now we know what not to do.
Come
Hmm.
on.
So this half of our life, we should be setting it up, you know, in a way that is amazing, and it is fantastic, and it is thrilling and engaging and captivating. We can create the second half of our life the way we have always wanted it to be. We can make this our dream
Yes.
life, right?
Maybe your
See,
life is golden.
right. We can make this our dream life. And I'm not talking about big mansions and cars. No, I'm talking about little things. And so I think it's our perceptions or perspectives as we get older. Those really need to be given to the Holy Spirit and allow Him the opportunity, the option, the possibilities to show us what life could look like. And as I was saying, that captivating and that engaging and that wonder and the delight and the dreaming, and that life force came and Tiara's shoulders start shaking and Avery's head start moving. You see what I just did? That's what we're missing on this side. We need to get that thing back. We need to get
Yeah.
that life, that childlike spirit back, where they wanted to be and do anything. They wanted to be astronauts or doctors or lawyers. And we need to get that back being older. So we need to really work on motivating ourselves to finally build the life of our dreams on this side, right? Those are the snags. Because it's really easy to get
Wow.
complacent and say, well, I'm 50, so I've lived life. I can rest now. I can think about retiring. Really, do I really want to retire? That's
Mm-hmm.
my question. Do I really want to retire, or do I want to work with Papa Jesus and the Holy Spirit to see what they have for me?
Hmm.
Right.
Come
What
on.
That's
rainbow can
the
I ride on? See, I'm with imagination. What rainbow can I ride on to get to my wonderland? Right.
not Dorothy's. Not hers. Okay. Not the
Look, I
one.
immediately thought about Rainbow Bright. That shows my age.
Oh, I want the Noah's rainbow. I want the Noah's Ark rainbow. I want that.
Okay, look, okay. I just want to be on the ark. You can keep the rainbow. Just leave me on the ark, okay?
Not the most the skittle pack. Give me the good.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. But go ahead.
Really. So, when practicing self care of the soul, what should people look out for? So, I'm new and I'm learning just like most of my viewers. So, I'm not really going to answer this one. I'm going to kind of go to the people that with a little bit more experience. Miss Avery, how about you? What should people look out for?
What they should look out for is trust your soul, trust your spirit. If
Mm,
if something does not set right, or you get that little check in your spirit,
it ain't
trust
right.
that. Trust your soul, trust your spirit. Just like in the car, when that check engine light comes on,
Mm,
it says something ain't right. It's the same thing with your soul.
mm.
Just trust yourself, trust your soul, trust the Holy Spirit.
I like that check engine light. I like
Yeah,
that because you got to get the
yeah,
diagnosis, see what's going on, and try to
Okay.
treat
but
Like,
yeah,
okay.
but we drive around with it on and we ignore it.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about me.
it.
I drove around
I just,
with it on and
Yeah,
ignored it.
don't be in our
Yeah,
business, Avery.
yeah, yeah. We said, don't do that. Yeah, we get in the car and we just start it up. And every time we see that check engine light, it just ignore it. And then we're surprised when something goes wrong. Then we're like, well, I don't understand. The check engine light was on saying, baby, something's wrong. Check it. Same thing with your soul. If that check is in there and you don't, and you just keep ignoring it, so then you're gonna be like, well, what happened? The Holy Spirit was giving you that little check in your spirit, in your soul, all along.
Oh my gosh. God mom, G mommy, imagination coach. So, what should people look out for when self-caring themselves?
Okay, so this is going to, this is going to be a little bit different, but I will say this. Don't always turn away from messages that the Lord sends to you. So if you happen to come across this vidcast about self-care of the soul, don't turn away from it. Watch it. It's a message for you. And then if you have family members, maybe your mom, your aunt, uncle, someone is trying to talk to you about what God has said, don't just say, no, you want to hear it. Don't do that. That's a snag. That's what you need to look out for, right? Because you'll watch the video with the girl popping the butt and just your song and your jam and he's in this and F that, all that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. And, you'll go to the club and drink the drink, smoke, had a conversation, oh, he fine, we don't do this. You'll open your soul up to that. But all I'm saying, and I'm not your judge. I want to be honest, right? I'm not your judge. I'm your imagination coach. No, but anyway, I'm not your judge. But also keep yourself open to the other side as well, right? That's what you look out for. So when the message come across is someone's trying to give you a message, it's probably from the Lord, right? If they're talking about God, talking about the word, talking about how much he loves you, this Amaze Like a Superhero vidcast is here. And it's just coming across your feed. Listen, and don't take it personal. Just let it get into your soul and allow God to do what he has always wanted to do with your life. And I promise you, you won't regret it.
And like it and subscribe it. No, I'm playing.
Okay.
Oh, man, this has been so good. I would love to keep going, but we can't because of our time.
Yes.
So this does conclude our 6th Amaze Like a Superhero. Vidcast. And remember, 1 Peter 2:9. You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, and Amaze Like a Superhero video podcast, where your name becomes known.
Avery, Tiara.
Don't care. Turn that according to the podcast. A place where you can come and be applauded just like a superhero. We would love for you to complete the form and be a participant on the show.
Yes.
Okay? So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't know. So watch the next video.
Nope. Don't subscribe, subscribe, and like.
It came up. Hey, give it. Oh my gosh. Until next time. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.